Hello, 8th graders. This next section is on the nervous system. Be sure to fill in your notes as you're listening to this video presentation. The function of the nervous system is like an information highway. It is responsible for controlling all of the functions and the movements in your body. So it allows you to move and it allows you to respond to the changes in your environment. So what does a nerve look like? A nerve consists of neurons, which is the basic structure of the unit of the nervous system. So what happens is that each one of these structures, they communicate to each other to send down the information that it needs, the impulses. So a dendrite right here, these pieces, they carry the impulse towards the cell body, which is here. And then this is nucleus, which is the center of the cell body. And then that information goes through the axon, which carries the impulses away from the cell. And this right here is the axon, this purple piece in between, as you go. And then the myelin sheath is this insulated layer here. And what that does is it keeps impulses, helps impulses move quickly and efficiently along the nerve cell. And then it goes through the axon terminal, which makes a synaptic connection with another nerve cell to continue the process of moving the impulse or the information along the nerve. So there are two parts of the nervous system. There's the central nervous system, which is this pink area here. It's the brain and the spinal cord. And then there's the peripheral nervous system, which detects and sends the electrical impulses that are used in the nervous system. So they send them. So here's the central nervous system that gets all the information, and then it sends it out, all these nerves, to everywhere else on your body, and that's the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is essentially the processing area. It is responsible for receiving and interpreting the signals from the peripheral nervous system. So if you want to raise your arm, this arm would send it all the way up, saying I want to raise. Then it would go into the central nervous system, and then the central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. Your spinal cord is made up of a bundle of neurons that carry the impulses from all parts of the body to the brain. So it carries all the information up to the brain, and from the brain to all parts of your body, and also from the brain sending it all parts of your body. So it's kind of like the information highway. The joints between the vertebrae are called gliding joints, where one part of the bone slides over another part, if you can remember from the last unit. I think if anybody has a spinal cord injury, they maybe will lose the ability to use their legs or arms, and that is because remember that the information comes through to the brain. Brain division. So there are three main components of the brain. There's the brain stem, there's the cerebellum, and there's the cerebrum. The brain stem controls the involuntary action of the brain, like the heart rate and brain. So your brain stem controls the things that you cannot, remember, involuntary means you cannot control, so things that will work on its own. The cerebellum consists of two hemispheres. The cerebellum is primarily concerned with movement, so making sure that your body can move. And then the cerebrum, which is down here on the bottom, now you can't see it, but the cerebrum is the information from the senses are interpreted, and then the memory is stored from there. And then that's all I got. Okay. So the peripheral nervous system is the systemic system. It's called the systemic system, and it carries messages from the spinal cord to the muscles. So there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and there's 31 pairs of spinal nerves that are a part of the peripheral nervous system. The autonomic, it regulates function of the internal organs. So the autonomic nervous system controls parts of the body that we do not have to think about. So these are mostly your internal organs, the things like your heart, the things you don't have to think about is autonomic nervous system. Homeostasis. All of the different structures in the nervous system work together to maintain homeostasis. It's basically maintaining a balance. So homeostasis describes an environment that supports the survival of the cell. So all of your body systems, they work together to maintain this balance or homeostasis inside your body. So homeostasis is achieved by making sure that the temperature, acidity, and oxygen levels, and many other factors are set just right for your cells to survive. So body temperature, remember, if you get hot, you sweat. If you get cold, you shiver. That's maintaining that balance and that of homeostasis. Any sort of pH or acidic levels in your body, and then also the amount of oxygen that you have in your body. So if the stimulus, these are some examples. If the stimulus is you are hot, you sweat. If your body needs fuel, your stomach starts to growl and turn, saying that you're hungry. Um, if you see bright, if you go look into a bright light, it closes your pupils, makes your pupils smaller. When it's dark, your pupils get bigger. Maybe you notice that when you go in the bathroom and you turn on the mirror and you see and you have bright light, how your pupils get bigger. Okay, and that concludes this section on the nervous system. So be sure to make sure your notes are all filled in now. Then go on to Quizlet and do the vocab, and then do that activity for this. I believe there's a different activity for distance learners. If you are here at school, there's a coloring activity for you to do. Be sure to follow the instructions on your notes slides.